Hey everybody, so a couple of weeks ago Ironman New Zealand was on, and it wasn't a bad day. Water temperature was pretty typical, but I heard a couple of cases of people who had cramped up during the swim quite badly, and one of them was a friend of mine from USA, from Philadelphia. So obviously he'd come away to New Zealand from Northern American winter, snow outside, so obviously all his training was in the pool, hadn't been in the lake. In open water. He had a couple of swims in the lake when he got to Taupo, but not really enough of that at that long distance and at a race intensity. So the end result for him was he cramped up really badly, and unfortunately was pulled out of the swim. And it's not an uncommon thing. I know of another friend of mine who had a similar situation. He also was from the States, and he had some really severe cramping as well. And it got me thinking that we swim in the pool all this time in the pool, and we've got this great technique, and we've got great form, and all swim training's going really well. But the thing is, as soon as we put a wetsuit on, so obviously we've got the Blue 70 Helix here. As soon as we put the wetsuit on, it's got all this buoyancy around the midsection and around the thighs and around the chest, that your body's suddenly in a different position to what you train for. So what I feel a lot of people do is they don't spend enough time in a wetsuit getting used to that position and simulating a race sim situation to adapt to that new position that's been created. So the other thing that I also think is a lot of wetsuits are poorly fitted as well. So if they're too tight through the torso, if you haven't pulled them up around your legs enough and it's too tight through the torso, it actually bends you through your back, and you end up arching the lower part of your back, and that also puts a lot of tension on your quads and hip flexors and lower back muscles. So yep, certainly when you're swimming in an indoor pool, it's really hard or uncomfortable to swim in a wetsuit. But if you do have the opportunity to, I really recommend doing some race simulations in a wetsuit in the pool, even if it's just for a little bit that you can adapt to that position. But here's a better option. If you go and get yourself a pair of these Blue 70 core shorts, which are neoprene, they're made of the same material as your wetsuit, but obviously they're only a short, so it's just from the waist and the thigh, you'll get the similar buoyancy to the wetsuit, and you don't have to worry about your upper body overheating. So these are excellent to use for practicing simulating your wetsuit position when you're training in the pool. They do give you a little bit more speed because your buoyancy is improved, so you'll be doing a similar pace to what you would do in your wetsuit, so it is a lot faster if you haven't got great body position. But it's an excellent way to, if you're training for a Northern Hemisphere race and we're in the Southern Hemisphere winter, or vice versa, if you're Northern Hemisphere winter and you're training for a Southern Hemisphere race and you need to get some time in that simulated wetsuit position, get some Blue 70 core shorts, and they will really make a big difference. So there's just a little tip from me. Anyway.